What's up, fellas? Week 1's in the books. A lot of good things to talk about. Texas looked good against La Tech. Week 2 coming up. Huge matchup with LSU. Let's get into it.
Bad luck wind been blowing on my back. I was born to bring trouble wherever I'm at. I was born in the soul of misery, and I never had me a name. They just give me a number when I was young.
Just to go over a few things from week 1. Oregon failed to do it again.
Your playoff
My
pick.
playoff prediction is pretty much over and done. I thought, to get past this one, it's a straight line to the top, but no longer. Bo Nix turned out to be clutch, and Justin
Clutch.
Herbert decided not to be clutch. And I should have seen this coming, and that one's on me. But my prediction is in the trash.
Yeah.
Impressive game.
It was a fun game. I saw like the last quarter of it. It was I'm sure the whole time Oregon was controlling the ball and then made a couple mistakes and ruined it.
Couldn't get it done.
No.
Yeah. It sounded like Oregon was dominating the whole first half, even the third quarter,
Mm-hmm.
and then just Auburn just started to just turn it on late, and Bo Nix led that awesome instant classic comeback. So always take the SEC team over the Pac-12 team.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Learn the hard way.
Yeah, but other than that, there were some crazy games, some crazy upsets. My favorite one was Georgia State, just just dominating Tennessee and Neyland. I didn't see that coming. Jeremy Pruitt was kind of getting hyped up as getting them turned around. They had a good recruiting class, but they lost to a 2-10 Sun Belt
Tennessee
team.
in the sunken place, bro.
Those fans,
Oh,
man.
My heart goes out to everyone in Tennessee, man.
They've had it rough.
You don't deserve that.
No.
No one deserves that, man.
Yeah,
Georgia State?
Georgia State. They won 2 games last year in the Sun Belt.
Oh, it's bad.
And it wasn't even that close. It didn't it was kind of they dominated the fourth quarter. Tennessee scored a last-second touchdown to make it 38-30, but it was 23-38 down the stretch in the fourth quarter at home. So it's there's problems in Knoxville. So prayers to their fan base.
Prayers up.
Their Twitter account kind of just went AWOL after they realized they were going to lose to Georgia State.
Wait a second.
Yeah, so good luck to them against BYU next Saturday. That should be a fun one.
It'll be a tough one.
Yeah. Other upsets, Mac Brown.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a big win.
Light up the tower, baby. Light up the tower.
Light it blue.
Light it blue, yes.
But yeah, he knocked off his old defensive coordinator Will Muschamp, his rival South Carolina. Huge win for the Tar Heels.
Over an SEC team too.
You'd love to see it, man. Mac Brown was crying after the game.
Emotional.
Yeah, us Longhorn fans were all cheering for Mac, so
Yeah.
you'd love to see it. Mm-hmm. And then Missouri losing to Wyoming, pretty handily.
Bad.
The SEC East, I don't know what y'all are doing right now, but it's not good.
Yeah.
So Georgia looked good though. Bama kind of started slow, but
Yeah.
Did their thing.
they did what we expted. Won by 40 against
Did you
Duke.
see that Jerry Jeudy play? He caught the ball and then went backwards around.
He's
and just
so
clowned.
He's so smooth with that. It's crazy. He's one of the best receivers I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. He's
Um,
nuts.
what?
USF, Charlie Strong.
Beaten down by
What happened there?
Wisconsin. I mean, all they did was just hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
He did all the
Just
work.
ran all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, his seat's heating up.
Really hot.
Yeah, we've been there. We've been there, South Florida. So
Yeah.
hang in there. It'll be over
And
soon.
Next up after that would be OU Houston. Kind of like the same thing happened last year with the FAU game. Put up a lot of points. Although defense looked, at least for the first half, looked pretty all right.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, they
From garbage.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it wasn't a mass. It was an improvement, but not like it's not gonna be a stout defense at all.
No.
yeah.
Kenneth Murray looked pretty good though.
Yeah, their defense. I think the most impressive thing was they weren't just out of position, getting calls late from the sideline like they were under Mike Stoops. At least they're better coached now. You can tell, but they're still missing assignments, and they're still just not that talented. I don't think on the defensive side of the ball. Kenneth Murray though, he looks like world class. He looked like a beast yesterday.
He's flying everywhere.
Yeah. And they're definitely showing signs of improvement. So it is a bit worrisome, but I think we'll be able to score on them pretty easily.
No, I mean, Houston almost not came back, but put it within
Yeah.
11 points
Yeah.
with 2 minutes left. So I mean, obviously they weren't going to win the game, but they made it closer than it was in the first part of the game. So still a lot to work.
And let's not forget OU's defense. They were supposedly back last year after week 1 when they held Florida Atlantic to 7 points. But we know how that season ended. So let's see if they have the resilience and just the ability to keep on improving and not just get complacent with it, because it's a whole long process. But Jalen Hurts looks elite.
Jalen Hurts is already the talks.
Insane.
Rightfully so. He already put up 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns.
I think it was
I think
6.
it's 6.
Oh,
300.
Around
300
Yeah.
yards. Yeah.
The air.
So yeah, he's the Heisman leader after week 1, and it's not that close. So
Yeah.
hopefully someone step up, because I don't want to see back-to-back
No.
Heisman today. No one wants to see that.
No.
There's got to be some voter fatigue there. There's
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
But if
no
he's
way.
got the numbers like that, there's not much you can do,
Yeah.
especially if OU's.
But granted, I mean, part of that you do got to put on Lincoln Riley's play calling, because
Oh, yeah.
dude was drawing up all kinds of creative plays. And
I know.
granted, we certainly did do that against La Tech, which we're going to go into in a second. And I think most teams didn't have all these trick plays and stuff
Mhm.
unless they really needed them and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Exactly.
take that with
yeah.
a grain of salt.
Exactly.
Of course, he put up a lot of stats
Yeah.
because they played said way.
They're not playing anybody till us in October, so they're not hiding anything. They have South Dakota
Right.
State next week and UCLA that following week. So
It's a quick 3.
yeah, they're not hiding plays from LSU or Clemson or anything like that. So
Right.
yeah, OU look good though. We should expect them to be the other top dog in the conference,
Yeah,
like
no
always.
question.
And
Not Iowa State.
No,
Oh,
yeah. I guess we
let's
didn't
talk
know
about that.
Northern Iowa.
What happened there?
Dude,
What was the final score there?
I don't know.
It was-
They won by a
Yeah,
touchdown
touchdown,
in the
3
third overtime.
overtimes, right?
Yeah.
Right. And they should have lost.
There were many moments
Yeah.
They
where
got a first
yeah.
down off of a fumble.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Brock Purdy jumped in and saved the day. That game was over. That ball was about to go to Northern Iowa.
Yeah,
Game over.
Yeah.
But shout out to Purdy for getting in there. But the thing is about Iowa State is people were really underestimating, I think, the losses of David Montgomery and Hakeem Butler.
Both skilled
Yeah,
players.
yeah.
Yeah.
They really made Purdy look a lot better last season than what he did Saturday. Deshaunte Jones is kind of stepping up at receiver, but they got some work to do if they're trying to go to Arlington in the beginning of December for the Big 12 championship.
Yeah.
They got a lot to clean up.
Yeah. And then Oklahoma State, they looked pretty
Pretty good.
damn good.
Pretty good. Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, running
Killing
everywhere.
it, man.
And
Killing
then,
it.
Spencer Sanders had a good game.
yeah.
But this could be one of those years where Mike Gundy just, when you're not expecting it,
Lurking,
Yeah.
right?
10
Right.
wins.
I wasn't too worried about them, and now there's a slight bit of concern.
Yeah, they're looking
now
more dangerous than Iowa State is.
for week 4.
TCU, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now they're looking like, I mean, I know it's week 1, but they're looking like the team outside of Texas and OU that can challenge us. But luckily we have them at home, and if we get them early in the season,
Yeah.
That's a good.
I think that's a good thing. I'm not entirely sure, but
Yeah.
yeah, so they look good. And other than that, there's not really any other games you want to touch on.
I think UCLA sucks.
Oh, yeah. I gave Chip Kelly a pass the first season just because it was
Yeah.
first year there, but man, there wasn't even.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't look like they changed anything, man.
I mean, Cincinnati's not a bad team for what they are, but I mean, come on. Chip
Yeah.
Kelly, what are you doing, man?
It's yeah. And also Florida State,
Oh, that too.
they started off hot. Like, oh dang, Kendall Briles, Florida State could have something here. They're running that veer and shoot offense. They're ready to go.
James Blackman was moving
Yeah.
the chains, bro.
Yeah, Cam Akers was looking good. They jumped
Like
out
a
to like
rebound,
a 2-touchdown lead early, and then from there they just got dominated and lost pretty ugly in an empty stadium. So Florida State football is dead. Jimbo Fisher
Dead on
left their
arrival,
roster
bro.
in a bad spot, especially on the offensive line, and Willie Taggart is not the man to fix it in my opinion. So I think
He's an interim coach, bro.
yeah, they need to get through with this year and maybe look at elsewhere because I just don't see him as a long-term fix. I don't think anybody really does at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up the week 1. Notre Dame, Louisville. Yeah.
Wait, isn't that game going on like right now?
Yeah, it's going on
As
right
we're
now.
recording it.
So
currently
I didn't
going
know if
on.
I should comment on it or not. But
What's the score right
right now it's 7-7. But by the time y'all watch this, y'all know what happened.
Okay.
But this man put money
I
on
put money on the over. So
Notre Dame minus 18, I believe.
Yeah, like 18 and a half or something. So
So hopefully
I
they
don't
cover.
Yeah.
Louisville's looking scrappy right now, but
right.
yeah. So that's week 1 for you. No colossal matchups, but a lot of fun games, a lot of cool upsets. The Big 12 went 10-0, but we didn't play anybody really, so that's kind of expected.
Yeah.
But now we can kind of hop into what happened against Louisiana Tech.
Vanilla, man.
Dive into
Just-
that.
Yeah.
I mean, just to start. I mean, I don't really think we showed anything.
No.
Like the first drive was like there was runs
bland.
and then just
Screens.
screen passes to Duvernay
Yeah.
like the whole time, which I mean I guess I'm fine with. And Sam probably ran like 5 yards at a time. Like
Right.
I don't think he really broke one off ever. And you know, I was pretty safe. It was
Yeah.
pretty safe.
Yeah. Yeah. There were definitely points in the game where I was like, oh, QB power, and
Yeah.
they didn't even try it. You know,
Yeah.
what I liked seeing that Duvernay kind of doing like a jet sweep type
Like across
thing, and
across the face of the
almost
quarterback.
having him as like a running back because we're gonna need that.
Yeah,
Now that,
we'll get to that in a second in the LSU preview. But yeah, the running back position is toast.
You thought it was thin already.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
now.
Very thin. And it might be the difference in the LSU game, honestly. But
Yeah.
let's continue on La Tech. Sam Ellinger, man, he was like a surgeon out there. He was just RPOing everybody, just beautiful reads, finding the open guy, hitting on the numbers.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried at all him doing his reads and finding the man. There's a lot of plays. There was that one play Colin Johnson hit Colin Johnson on the sideline, and when he scrambled out of the quarterback and he did that spin move, Tony Romo-esque.
Yeah. He's got that great pocket awareness. There were many times where the pocket kind of collapsed, and he was just kind of like in a bunch of traffic and found his way out of it, threw the ball away. He avoided a lot of sacks that a lot of quarterbacks would have taken, which is good. But
Wide receivers looked, at least compared to the La Tech guys, giant. Like
Yeah,
I knew that Brendan Eagles was big, but dude looked big.
Yeah.
And Jake Smith, like that was an interesting thing because I was at the game and I had some friends that I was sitting with and they were like, oh, who's that guy? So I'm like, oh, it's Jake Smith. You know, he's got super elite speed, and they're like, oh, he looks like a tight end. Like, dude is thick.
yeah,
Like
bigger
a
than
sprinter.
he thinks, yeah.
Like I know a lot of people want to compare him to like Jordan Shipley, but like he looks 2 times the size.
Yeah,
you know. And he had some drops. You know, there was one pass.
Yeah.
I think in the beginning of the second quarter where Sam hit Smith like right in the hands.
And he could have taken it, right?
Yeah, I was like,
He
he's
had an
gone.
angle.
Like soon
He had an
as
angle.
I saw Smith open and Sam throw it, I was like, oh, he's gone, and he like dropped
Yeah.
it. But you know,
He's gotta catch
freshman
that.
first game, chalk it up to
Yeah, that's nerves, but I still liked what I saw. I liked how he didn't muff any punts. It's
Yeah,
his
that's-
first.
That's like the worst thing when I see your like freshman punt returners and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's just please don't drop it.
you gotta trust your freshman to put him back there.
I
And,
know.
And then at least he didn't do like that thing where he fair catches it and then runs backwards like Hemphill Maps used to do, and then like gets the ball inside of the 10.
Yeah.
So he played smart in that regard.
Keontae Ingram looked amazing. It's really fun to watch him just accelerate through the holes and
A lot of power.
bounce things and cut. His cutting ability is really
His vision's gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
His vision's gotten really better.
And you can tell he's put on weight. He's stiff arming people, throwing people down. I think I saw a tweet today. Next week, LSU, Texas. You know how we're like our running backs are kind of shot. We have really no depth there. But when it comes down to it, I do think we have the best running back on the field between John Emery, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Keontae Ingram. Ingram's got to be the best running back, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a silver lining, I guess, while we have really no depth at all. But
The starter is up there.
Yeah, he's elite.
Yeah.
And that's what Sam's been saying all offseason, that he might be our best player on offense. And he looked like it. We need to feed him more next week. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. But, yeah. He looked great. Cade Brewer made a few catches.
Mm-hmm.
He maybe made a catch by accident.
It was
By
weird how he caught
surprise.
it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he looked surprised and
He
was
just
just like,
totally didn't even see it coming.
Yeah.
I was like, well, at least he made the catch. You know?
Yeah.
Got some yards, but that shows his good hands. Apparently, what he has. Defense. Talk about that.
Let me just cover the offensive line real
Okay.
quick. I was really impressed with our O-line. Probably our best O-line we've had in a long time, and it really showed. The left side is insane with Sam Cosme and Parker Braun.
It's huge.
It kind of makes me feel better about the running game because I feel like if you run Roshan Johnson on, even though he's played running back for 10 days, if you run him down
Fine
if you
room,
run him on the
yeah.
left side, he's going to have a gap to go through. Even against LSU, I think you might have room to work with those two great offensive linemen, and then Shaq in the middle. That's also some silver lining in our running back issues. The O-line should help us out there. So I was really impressed with that. Junior Angulau looked really good in his first start, and everybody looked great. I don't think there's one holding call, if that.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like, were there any?
It was in
any
the beginning.
penalties?
Or I think maybe it's been a false start.
In the beginning,
There was
right?
one false
Yeah,
start.
it was just-
On Braun.
Braun, yeah.
Braun,
Yeah. But outside of that,
Other than
it was,
that, they
like,
played pretty
flawless,
solid.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, they've come a long way since our first, or the
years
Charlie
ago.
Strong. Yeah, Herb Hand's really making a difference.
Well, even
so.
Herman's first year, they were
Yeah,
piss poor.
yeah, exactly.
Granted, they were very injured, but still.
Jake McMillan, all these players we were trying to fill the.
Yeah, who was that center? He was like a converted defensive player.
Oh yeah, it was
We
like-
don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
Exactly the point.
Yeah. So offense looks great. Colin Johnson showed out. He fumbled the ball, which is surprising, but other than that, he was.
I hurt my feelings, bro.
Yeah,
And I was like,
it's the last
senior.
person.
what the hell?
Yeah.
man.
Herman said that's the last person you would expect to fumble the ball if you asked him before the game who's going to fumble. But he did.
He made up for it,
Yeah,
though.
he made up for it.
Yeah.
He made a tough touchdown catch. He made that amazing out of bounds, like 1 foot, 1 hand, or
That's
2
nice.
hands. But that was a cool play right in front of the student section.
Yeah.
But yeah, offense looks good. Running backs are the main concern going forward. Sam looks elite. Casey Thompson got some reps. He looked very serviceable if we need him.
Yeah.
And a lot of players played. Marcus Washington got in, true freshman. I think Alvontae Woodard got some runs. So yeah, I would probably rate the offensive performance as like a 9.5 out of 10, 9 maybe.
Yeah.
Got to finish a few more of those drives.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Based on what they were calling play
Yeah.
wise, like I think if they actually like played to their full potential, it'd be way higher than
yeah.
what we graded at.
That's true. We barely saw us in any QB runs for Sam.
No.
And that's going to happen so much
Yeah.
this next game.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're gonna have to have it. So yeah, offense looked really good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the defense, man.
Defense.
Joseph Osai.
Monster.
2 picks. We'll give him the second one. We'll give him the second
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. 2 picks.
Yeah, man. I didn't realize how fast he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fast. He's physical. He can rush the quarterback, and those interceptions. I was impressive. That second pick six.
Uh-huh.
That was a 14-point swing. We should have won the game 52-7. By the way,
Yeah.
that was a bad roughing the
Yeah.
passer call.
That was stupid.
But
The guy, I think it's Brandon Jones, just like fell
Fell
into
into
him. You know.
but like he was falling before the ball was even out of his
Right,
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was already lunging at the quarterback before the ball was even released. So
Yeah.
that was probably the wrong call, but it's all good. Joseph Osai showed out. Jeffrey McCullough.
Yeah.
Remember in the first quarter, some running back was going through the hole.
Yes.
And he just got like free.
Yes.
Oh, leveled.
Like suplex. Right?
I've never seen it like just
Yeah.
a running back just go
Just
flying
flying,
like that, like
yeah.
an object.
Yeah.
It was
He had no weight
like
to
a
him,
limp
bro.
body.
Yeah, I know.
It was crazy. just popped.
That D line looks good
Yeah,
too, man.
the the D line, man.
Yeah,
They could
Sweat.
not. Yeah.
Tavondre Sweat,
Dude
man.
couldn't the La Tech's offensive line couldn't move
They
him.
couldn't move.
Like he just sat there.
I don't know how he was a 3-star. He was clogging lanes,
Yeah.
creating
They
havoc.
had no run game on us, man.
Yeah, they couldn't run the ball. That's why they passed it 54 times.
Mhm.
That-
Yeah.
But yeah, Malcolm Roach, Keandre Coburn, Taquan Graham, Tavondre Sweat. Our D line is really good,
Good.
especially for Big 12 standards. Our D line's probably tops in the Big 12 after what I just saw.
Yeah.
And then
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green really showed up.
Pretty good game.
yeah,
I don't know if we could say the same about Boyce though.
oh god, yeah, kind of. He's got some of that Chris Boyd energy right now.
A
And
little over aggressive.
yeah, he had that one play where
grabbed the helmet, pulled it down.
yeah, that was a
It
bad.
was real early on it too, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
And then also the one where he thought he forced an incompletion,
Oh,
and he
gosh.
started celebrating while the other La Tech player was
guy was
running
just,
with the
like,
ball
taking
down.
off, bro.
Yeah, that was some youth right there.
Sure was.
I kind of want to see Anthony Cook going forward. I know he had to miss the first half, but
Played a little bit
in the second
game.
half, yeah.
Not much though.
I just loved what Anthony Cook did last year when he had to come in.
Yeah.
He's always been my favorite corner, even ahead of Jalen Green. But now Jalen Green's clearly our lockdown corner. We're gonna have to put him on whoever's LSU top guy is, whether it's Justin Jefferson or Terrace Marshall. But our corners, they're just green, man. They're green. Jalen Green's gonna be a star here, but we need to figure out the other side. Safeties look great. B.J. Foster, Caden Stearns, DeMarvion
Solid
Overshown.
tackling.
Yeah, for sure. Tacklers.
Saw a lot of
and
good
that game.
tackles.
Caden didn't play like the first two series of defense. Oh, first series of defense.
He didn't start for some reason, but
Yeah.
he came in a few plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Brown, I guess he earned the job through all the injuries, and he looked good, man.
looked good.
I love his physicality.
Mm-hmm.
He's a thumper. B.J. Foster too. DeMarvion had a pick.
Yeah.
Our safeties, man, are elite. I love seeing our cowboy package with the 8 DBs. That's a lot of fun. Rushing 3 and dropping 8 back.
Yeah.
We might have to do that a little bit against LSU's new spread that they're running. So,
I say so.
and I like our chances against their receivers with all of our 5-star defensive backs. But
overall, I'd say solid performance on the
Very solid.
defensive
The cover
side,
too.
yeah,
Covered.
the thing I was
Shut down Adrian Hardy. Like I never even heard his
Yeah.
name called.
Yeah.
Barely.
I was like waiting around for it because
Jalen Green, man. Yeah.
highly advertised.
Every
But
time they went deep with him, Jalen Green stayed with him stride for stride, man.
Yeah, Jalen Green kind of shut down their best receiver, which I did not expect. And you're starting to see his 5-star talent kind of. He's going to be an NFL guy, and it's starting to show. I love his physicality. The thing I was worried about though is our receivers as the game went on, they realized they couldn't run the ball, so they started nickel and diming us with screens and little out routes, and they were just chunks, like 5-yard, 10-yard chunks, and it's underneath type stuff. You got to clean that up.
We were playing backing off on them a little bit too much, and that's where the 300-something yards of passing offense came from.
Right.
But I mean, you kind of have to do that when you're playing from behind.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we had a lot of those yards were when we had Kenyatta Watson in and all the freshmen too.
Yeah. Sucked in a lot of people.
And let's not Jamar Smith and Adrian Hardy and Isaiah Graham, they're good players. La Tech can move the ball. They did on LSU. I think LSU gave up 330 passing yards last year, and Adrian Hardy tore them up. They're great secondary. So while our secondary did kind of show a little bit of signs of weakness on the underneath type stuff, I think it was still overall a really solid performance, especially when you factor in how we did against the run and our physicality.
Yeah.
I love the way our defense is looking, even though we lost all those starters. So apparently our defense is supposed to suck this year. We'll see about that. We look pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a reload than a rebuild. You know what I mean? It's not like we were just starting from scratch. We have the talent. They just need the experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I say overall, in this win, it showed us like a Texas that at least I don't think I've seen in a very long time, where we came to the game heavy favorites, we got the job done, it was dominant, it was steady, and then we subbed in people I mean, Sam didn't play the fourth quarter, so
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time we've taken out the starting quarterback because we
We didn't need it.
didn't need him. Yeah.
It didn't happen last season.
No.
That was our biggest win since 2017 against Baylor when they won one game. Would have been by 30 something points. Yeah. So like you said, man, that's the first time we really went out and just dominated a team that we're supposed to dominate.
Took care of business, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a great sign. We covered the spread, which I didn't expect. I think Matt Madrid called that.
I
But
did call that.
I didn't expect that either.
pretty much everything that you want out of a season opener, we got, except for the fact that Jordan Whittington went down when he tore some pubic bone in his groin or something.
What an awful
Or
injury.
he tore something. Yeah. It sounds very painful.
Pubic bone.
Something like that.
Wow.
I don't know if you can tear your bone, but
But he's had problems like this since high school, though, right? He's been like
Yeah.
injured. I think,
yeah,
sometimes.
it's a chronic thing. He had work on it back in high school,
That's not a good
but
sign.
they're sending him to like a specialist in Philadelphia now who works on the pros apparently. So 4 to 6 weeks, we can't get Danny Young back fast enough. Hopefully the next week or two. Kirk Johnson as well. We just need bodies at this point. Like
No, just bodies. I don't even care
just
who the
to
talent
give
is,
just
man.
to give what's his name, Keontae Ingram, just
A break.
yeah, some rest. Like I think if next week whenever we play Rice, we should like give Keontae like 5 carries.
Yeah.
Just preserve him because we need to get everybody healthy.
They just shouldn't even run the ball. Just
Yeah.
pass the entire game.
Yeah, and then
That would work too.
that would yeah. Actually, I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
But that's the one negative. He looked good, man. In his I think he only played like 2 plays, but he had
Oh, he made
a nice catch. Yeah.
You know, little shimmy.
And a little comment about that. We had a lot of plays where Sam kind of looked downfield, had a lot of time to the offensive line, and he just dumped it off to Keontae, and he went and got 5 to 10 yards because everything was covered downfield.
Right.
We're going to have to do that a lot against LSU because I expect their secondary to definitely get some W's on our wide receivers at times. There's going to be a lot of like coverage sacks that are about to happen that Sam has to find the dump off guy because we can't have Sam taking hits and we can't get behind the sticks.
No.
So we got to definitely milk those little check down routes to Keontae because you see him in the open field, he'll make the first guy miss every time. He'll juke out whoever it is, Kalavon Chasen or Damon Clark. So you got to really just be aware of not getting behind the sticks against such a good defense. And other than that, La Tech 45-14.
Took care of business, man.
Good
I'm
game.
glad we have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Outside of the injury. You
Yeah.
know.
All right, so now we can kind of shift our focus to the corn dogs.
The corn dog.
Corn dogs.
You need to, if there's any LSU fans watching this, please explain to us what that means because we're not.
Do y'all smell like corn dogs? Is that
That's
the thing?
what-
Is
that's
that,
what
is
other
that
people
the
say.
MO on y'all? I mean, please forgive me. I don't think you smell like corn dogs.
It-
Do
it-
people
it makes
tell
sense.
You smell like corn dogs? Do you
Yeah.
smell like
Yeah.
batter?
Right.
Like milk and a wiener? Like I don't get it.
Yeah. You would think it'd be like gumbo
Or something Cajun.
Yeah, right.
Corn dog.
Jumbo
I
line.
mean, that's besides the point. Sorry, I took us off topic there. I'm just very curious as to why they're called corn dogs.
Let us know.
Man, like, yeah. We'll see Saturday if they smell like corn dogs.
It'll fill up our stadium.
Yeah.
All around it. It's gonna be a big crowd, supposedly.
College game day.
Game day's coming.
It's going to be a fun game. I was really confident this offseason about what we were going to do to LSU. But now that they're actually running the spread,
Did you like what you saw?
yeah, they looked good. I watched the first half of the Georgia Southern game. They look like a pretty well-oiled machine. Their offense looks pretty advanced for being the first game of their spread, pretty far along in the installment. Joe Burrow looks great. I think he had 5 touchdowns,
Made all the right
4
decisions,
incompletions. Yeah. They look really good. Their defense looked elite. That's what really stood out to me more than their offense. They held Georgia Southern to like 98 yards.
Triple
Although
option team.
Georgia Southern threw the ball literally like 11 times. We're gonna definitely air it out in LSU. We're gonna test Derek Stingley with Colin Johnson and boys like that.
Yeah.
They think they have an amazing secondary, which they do, but we have amazing receivers, so it should be a good battle to watch. Yeah, so they won 55-3, which was kind of impressive. I thought I picked Georgia Southern to cover the plus 28 because they won 10 games last year, but
Right.
LSU came out on fire. They really had like a perfect performance from Joe Burrow, like I said.
Yeah.
John Emery, the freshman 5-star running back, he made a few plays. Terrace Marshall had 3 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson looks good, just like he did last year. And Caleb Von Chason, he's finally back out there. He looks like he's recovered pretty nicely. And what stood out to me the most was you always hear talk about Grant Delpit,
Right.
but dude, he's good. Like
Yeah.
He was.
that was my first time actually like keying in on him. Like he made some. He's good at coming downfield and just like taking running backs' legs out. Like he can make every tackle. He reminds me a lot of Caden Stearns.
Yeah.
That's the matchup to watch. We like to believe that Caden Stearns is going to be better than Grant Delpit by the time he's a junior.
Right.
Stearns had better freshman stats than Delpit, and he was higher rated out of high school. So, but Delpit's the real deal. Derek Steenley, the true freshman, returned a lot of punts. He looked good. He had a 32-yard return. Christian Fulton looks good. LSU, man, of all the season openers I watched, I would say they looked the most elite, most complete of any team, including
Number of holes
Clemson,
there at all, yeah.
including Bama,
OU.
including us, OU. Yeah, they looked really good, and I'm kind of concerned now heading into this week.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
So, what are your thoughts, Trevor? Where are you going with this, like right now? Like, just kind of your confidence going in right now.
You know, I was feeling a little bit more confident earlier on. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, though, you got to look back at our history as a program under Tom Herman. We get up well for the big games. This is the biggest game that they've probably ever played in as a team. You could say the Sugar Bowl was, but at the same time, everyone was all like, oh, Georgia's not really all that motivated. Doesn't really matter to them. They were motivated, by the way. Ask Kirby Smart. But, yeah, so this is by far the biggest game and, tons of hype going into it. I do think that we will still find a way to perform well. And an interesting point that I don't think really gets covered enough is Texas this offseason brought in all those new analysts to study film and
Larry Fedora.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how the play calling is going to look for this game as it compared to games in the past. And last week's game, of course, was very much a very conservative style. I assume we're going to, pass a lot. And I do expect Sam to run a good amount, even though it is against the best defense we're going to play all year. In those big games, whether you like it or not, Sam is often running the ball. Whenever he's taking hits and running around and making plays, people feed off that. So I expect him to run a lot. Hopefully he won't take too many hits to the shoulder, but
Yeah, he's got to slide.
He has to slide, man.
he's gonna.
I cringe every time he puts his head down, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just limit that. And like you said about running, Dave Aranda, his track record as a defense, teams do well against his defense when they have a running quarterback, when they keep the defense honest. And that's kind of the formula that we've seen so far to kind of score on LSU is just get the quarterback just out of the pocket, keep him moving, just so they can't key in on the pass or the run. Just keep them really multi-dimensional, if you will. Like, we got to run on LSU. It's pretty factual at this point with Sam Ehlinger. But another reason that I'm feeling cautiously optimistic about this game is if you look at LSU last season, they were an entirely different team at home than they were on the road. Joe Burrow included. On the road last year, they beat Arkansas by 7 points, I think. They lost to Florida, and Joe Burrow threw 2 picks. There were other games, too. I don't have them in front of me. They beat Auburn on the road by 4, which is a good win. But I don't have it in front of me, but I remember looking at it a few days ago, and there's a difference between LSU at home in Death Valley and LSU on the road, especially in a hostile environment like DKR will be on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I think if Sam brings the juice and our defense plays salty like they should, physicality, our run-stopping abilities. I think we'll be able to slow down Edwards-Helaire and Johnny Murray a lot. I'm just more concerned about our secondary. If we're able to do that, I think we can get some momentum going and maybe jump out to a lead and just kind of have the crowd take over from there and just see where we can end up at.
Yeah.
So I think if you factor those two things in, we have a decent shot at winning this game. What are your kind of where are you going with this?
I just always think Tom Herman always has like a physical team.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whenever it's big spots, they just no matter like sure our defense is young, but they're gonna play very, very tough and like very active. They're gonna be all over.
They swarm and they're super fast.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna clog holes, and that offensive line, I think. Someone suspended or injured?
Their left tackle.
Yeah. It's a little. They look good against. I was watching a little bit of the highlights. They look good against Georgia Southern's rush, but I mean, Joe Burrow had all day. That's not going to be the case here. I think we're going to get penetration, not easily, but more. Joe Burrow is not going to have as much time as he had against Georgia Southern at all.
Yeah, that's a really good point. The offensive line is the weak link of their team, and our D line is pretty freaking good, especially when you have those exotic blitzes that we're going to start implementing that we didn't show against La Tech.
Right.
That's what Todd Orlando is known for, getting pressure on the quarterback, and if that happens, we'll see how Joe Burrow.
B.J. Foster is coming.
Oh yeah, B.J. Foster is coming.
He has something for SEC quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, he really does.
He's not used to. Because they don't have those types of defenses in the SEC.
No.
They have great defense, but they're not used to this exotic look that he's going to be getting.
Yeah, definitely. A big fear of mine is if Keontae Ingram goes down this game, what do we do? Do we just literally just go air raid the entire game?
I feel like you just start running Sam more. I think almost like you have to. I feel like he's. I feel like he's the only one that's going to be consistently getting yards. I mean, sure we could put Roshan in there, but there's no chance. There's no chance that he's going to get us 4 or 5 yards, maybe
Screens.
3, 2. Yeah, short screens, jet screens, Duvernay.
Slide in and hand it off. We did that once.
Jake Smith
on sweeps. Yeah.
I doubt we have a Wildcat.
I wanted to implement the Wildcat. Yeah.
Do we?
Didn't we have a Wildcat play in the Lodge?
It was a direct snap to Keontae Ingram.
It was a direct snap.
So it wasn't a Wildcat.
It was essentially the Wildcat, I guess, but not really.
But maybe if it's not Keontae, then
we need to have Casey Thompson at Wildcat. We need to do a bunch of things because if Keontae Ingram gets hurt like in the first quarter, I would say we have like a 0% chance of winning this game because then we go one-dimensional. Because Roshan, I know he looked really good against La Tech, but he's played running back for like 10 days. Like he's not going to shred up LSU.
Put everything on, yeah.
We're going to have to go complete air raid. They're going to hunker down in their passing defense with Delpit and Fulton and Stingley, and then Caleb Vaughn on the blitzes. It's going to be really tough to generate points that way. We can't keep them honest, and that's that's what concerns me the most.
If healthy, man, like we have like a very
balanced
and
dynamic
like formidable offense. Like we can get you from anywhere. But as soon as something happens to the running back position, huge trouble. And something already did have. We lost the backup already. So
So we're literally down to our last life of running back.
Yeah.
If Keontae goes down against LSU, the chances of us winning are really low.
I don't want to even look, man.
But if he does stay healthy, we got a great shot because Keontae's a beast, and he'll just open up the entire passing game with his his
presence.
Yeah, his athleticism, and he's great. I love him in a pass protection. I love to watch him pick up blitzes, and I also love to see him just float out little dump offs like I was saying. That's gonna be a huge part of our offense.
For a running back,
he really does.
I guess Whittington does too, as a former wide receiver. Not that he's playing, but
yeah, he does for sure.
Yeah.
Defense.
The defense against their offense. I like our front seven.
We're gonna get torched a few times.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna be on the opposite side.
Calm down.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. There's gonna be some points put up on the board. But we're gonna match set points hopefully.
Yeah. I think we'll definitely take our L's if we have Kobe Boyce out there on an island at times. Jalen Green might even get beat a few times.
Yeah.
But I love how we have Stearns and Jones kind of just in the back end, just kind of they'll make up for a lot of miscues of our young corners. What we can't have happen is just them start running the screens on us and just picking up like 10-yard chunks at a time, just easily. Our
Just
corners
march
missing
down the
tackle.
field,
Yeah,
yeah.
like Lotzek kind of did in the third and fourth quarter.
Exactly
Yeah.
what they did, yeah.
We can't have that, and I do like our linebackers. I love what I saw of Osai, McCullough, and Deli Adeoye, Jawan Mitchell. I think our linebackers can definitely stop the run and assist on the pass if needed. But it just really comes down to our corners. Our safeties are elite. It's just how will our corners handle like being on islands, because it's going to happen where we have Kobe Boyce on an island with Terrace Marshall or
Joe
Deshaun
Burrow's hitting some
Jameson.
windows too. Like
Yeah,
people
he's in a
really
rhythm. Ever since like the end of last season, he's really been like kind of an elite quarterback.
Yes.
And but we do see elite quarterbacks a lot. We've seen Kyler, we've seen Baker, we've
Yeah, I
seen
saw
Sam
something-
Darnold,
yeah.
Mason Rudolph.
The highest NFL round or grade quarterback that LSU saw was Drew Lock last year. That was it.
We saw Drew Lock.
Man, we saw Drew Lock.
And we killed. Yeah.
Shut him down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have a lot of experience with really good quarterbacks. So I don't know. Joe Burrow probably ranks in the middle of the pack or lower to that.
And when's the last time you saw a Tom Herman Texas team just get like destroyed by a team or like just get handily beat?
Or like not look like they belonged on the field with them.
Never.
Never.
Even our year one.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we lost to Maryland by 10 points, but
Yeah.
we lost
Well, I
it.
don't. Maybe it's just recency bias or whatever. I don't.
These LSU fans
haven't gotten
saying that they're going to win
blown
by
out,
40 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
What are you seeing? Also,
Like y'all are just coming off
what
as
makes you think you?
With SEC,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know. It's
Bias
just
on there.
very, like it's almost as if you're not looking at like what we're even doing on the field
like,
yet.
do you not know what Sam Ellinger can do? Like Caleb Von Chasen, Sam Ellinger's a running quarterback. He can't pass the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he watch film? From
Apparently,
last game?
apparently
You
he
know,
hasn't.
I don't think he has yet. Yeah. And a lot of. Yeah. Just,
I thank him for giving us that bulletin board material. I mean, whenever we get it, we seem to
Take
win.
advantage of
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
So hopefully,
Keep it coming.
yeah. Honestly,
In a way. Yeah.
so really, how do you see this game playing out, Matt? Like, if you had to I know it's. Would you pick LSU to beat us? Like, just objectively, I know it's hard to be objective, but
I mean, it's very hard to be objective. But right now, what LSU's favorite 3.5 points?
I think
4
it's
points?
4.5.
4.5
It's
points?
like widening too. I think LSU is going up to.
I mean, at that point, you could say it's almost a coin flip. I know you were saying that earlier, but it will be close. It will be close, and probably be. I think the spread will be larger. It won't be a field goal. It'll be like a touchdown. So, we're gonna be going back and forth the whole time, and I think we win by at least a touchdown. And it's probably going to be like 31-34 or something like that.
At least a touchdown.
Right, that score did not make any sense that I just said. But
No, no.
there's a lot of people saying like 21, 28, something like that. But I think we'll be in the 30s for sure.
Yeah. It seems like no one is picking Texas to win this game. Only really Texas fans are picking Texas to win this game. But that's how it was against Georgia. That's how it was against OU.
Us versus the world type
yeah.
stuff.
And this is kind of the same thing I had against Georgia. I was like looking at their roster, like even without DeAndre Baker, I was like, dude, they're stacked. Like we've never seen
Yeah,
a defense like this.
players
We've never
everywhere,
seen
bro.
5 stars. Like we never Jake Fromm, he's pretty good. DeAndre Swift, how are we gonna stop him? We held him to like 78 yards.
Rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
And like I said, LSU, they're different. They're not a great road team last year. They might be this year. They lost to A&M on the road. I want to see how they perform when adversity hits them on the road, and then they have Sam Ellinger and Keontae Ingram and Colin Johnson on the other side of the ball, because you're not playing Georgia Southern's triple option where you can just literally put 10 people in the box.
and you know what's coming.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
just have someone back playing center field whenever they throw a terrible pass up.
Right.
We're gonna stress that defense out. I would probably say this is the best offense they would have faced since Bama and Tua. Probably better than the offense they faced all last season.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everyone else in the SEC is so one-dimensional.
Right.
We're gonna be throwing stuff at them that they rarely have seen.
Yeah.
With that said, I think we can win this game. I'll pick LSU though. If we had Whittington, I would pick Texas. But
that much of a difference. The backup running back.
I just don't want to be in a situation where Keontae gets hurt early on, which is possible because he's got knee problems, and then we're doomed.
It's more of a speaking into existence type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't speak it in.
In this case, don't speak it in.
Well, I was all Texas early. I'll pick Texas, man.
No. Stay with the LSU.
All right, I got LSU winning by like a heartbreaker.
Okay.
Like it's just a heartbreaker.
Matt, if we get there like 4 hours early and we lose by a heartbreaker, I'm never going to another game again.
Oh yes, we are.
No, what would your score be?
I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a high scoring game actually. Relatively like 30s. I would say like probably like LSU like 30, 35, Texas 31, Texas 34 type game.
Okay.
But it's really a coin flip in my eyes. I'll give them the edge for the experience they have. They're more of a complete team. That's undeniable.
Yep.
Sam's better than Joe Burrow. I like Sam in big games. I like us at home. Tom Herman, I think, is a better coach than Ed Orgeron. But they do have David Aranda. They do have elite talent. They do have Grant Delpit. I'll give LSU the nod, but it could go either way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for me, very much the same sentiments that y'all just said. There's pros and cons for each team and strengths and weaknesses, and they all just seem to kind of balance out. I think at the end of the day, what we have is we're at home, and it's early in the season, so they don't have a lot of film on us, and we got the new analysts here that I think have been probably scouting LSU for God knows how long. So I think we're going to come in really prepared. We're going to be super motivated to be there. Home game, night game, game days here. Lights are the brightest that they're going to be.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Yeah. I see us giving a good fight, but LSU is really good. So for me, like I have a score in mind already. I'm thinking like 41-37.
Okay.
I think it's going to be high scoring,
a
lot of passing, a lot of points. Even though both defenses are very, very good, I don't think they're going to be holding up all that great. There's going to be a lot of slip-ups and a lot of big-time scores just because these offenses are really dynamic. But as to who wins, it's a coin flip. So I'm flipping a coin.
Nice.
Heads Texas, tails LSU, or tails for Texas, heads LSU? What do y'all think?
Give us tails.
Tails Texas.
Tails
Okay.
never fail.
Tails never fails. Let's see. LSU.
Oh, damn.
Man.
I'm sorry. Coin failed me. Tails failed.
So
Tails is definitely
we got LSU, Texas.
You know, I'd feel more like cautious the way you feel if we were playing at LSU.
Oh yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of momentum, and like get the home advantage. You got all our fans screaming, and you got game day coming to us. I don't know, all the intangibles that are outside of football.
Yeah.
They line up for us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I feel like
Yeah.
this is one of those Tom Herman games that we don't drop.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, like we always say, Tom Herman in a big game, nobody is safe. Not Clemson, not Bama, not LSU. They get up for him. Dating back to Houston when he beat Florida State, Louisville when they had Lamar Jackson, they were top 5. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma, they were ranked 3. They just kind of killed Oklahoma. They always win games they're not supposed to win games. That's kind of like the mantra. Like that's what Tom Herman is as a coach so far in his short career. And this is definitely qualifies as one of those games where he can definitely get the team up and just go dominate a team that we're on paper probably worse than.
Yeah.
And that's why it's really a coin flip. I lean LSU by a hair just based on what they're more complete than us, and they look really good against Georgia Southern. But it really is just it's like two immovable forces just going at each other.
Absolutely.
Like something's got to give. I think Ed Orgeron's 7-1 against the spread against top 10 teams. So like while Tom Herman's 8-2 against the spread as an underdog, Ed Orgeron's 7-1 against the top 10.
Wow. Stacks for both sides, man.
Yeah.
It literally is just two like heavyweights just going at it. But
What?
that's why they play the game.
Yeah. I guess kind of something maybe we could talk about a bit. What happens if Texas wins, and what happens if Texas loses?
I was thinking if Texas wins this game and wins it like in a bold way, not really like a big win, but wins like physically and just looks better than LSU and wins the game by 7 or 10 points.
Looks better.
And they're clearly the better team. Would they put us at like rank 3 after that? Would we jump all these teams?
I don't think we'd go
Look at
quite
them.
that far because that put us ahead of Georgia. I could see us at 4.
Yeah.
What would that? Who's number 4 right now?
I'm looking up right now.
They wouldn't put us ahead of Georgia even though we just beat Georgia?
Yeah. I'm trying to think who's 4.
4 is Oklahoma right now.
Oh.
Oklahoma
Maybe.
plays. Yeah, they
'Cause
play.
They haven't
They
played
play South
anyone.
Dakota, so I mean,
Granted, they looked good, but they haven't. I could see us going 4. Well, yeah, 4.
at least 6.
Top 5
LSU
for sure.
6.
Right, yeah.
We would jump Notre Dame.
drop a little
I think
bit.
Notre Dame's actually losing right now to Louisville.
Oh, no.
Tied 14-14.
Ah,
But so if we win this game, we're right there where we need to be in terms of like the playoff race.
yeah.
We got the Big 12 ahead of us. We got Rice the following week. If we win this
It's a
game,
factor, you know.
we really are in a good spot for
It's-
not only the Big 12 but maybe beyond.
Yeah, it will be huge.
Yeah,
A
like
win would be
it will be 2008-esque,
huge.
2009.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Um,
Definitely 2008, like.
But if we lose on the flip side,
I am not going on Twitter for like a week, dude.
oh man, if we lose but we look good in the loss, it's not the end of the world.
No, absolutely. I know what you mean.
I think for us it's not that bad. I think national perspective, I think it's
It kinda stays
kind
the
of a bad
same.
thing for whatever reason. Just because, I don't know, like if we lose, they're just gonna be like, oh, Big 12, all that. Like it's so much easier for them to like target, us being in the Big 12 and then us being Texas based off of our recent history of not being all that great outside of last year, So
That's why we gotta.
there's like
If
a
we do
negative
lose,
stigma already there. So if we win, that's a huge thing. If we lose, there's probably going to be a bunch of Texas is back. just kidding.
Yeah.
Even though like LSU's a good team, so I don't know.
that's why it's all about how we look in our loss. If we go out there and kind of just get worked, then
we
even if we did win out somehow and win the Big 12, like we wouldn't be like a serious contender
No.
for like anything beyond the Big 12.
No.
So it's really about how we look in this loss. But I like
quality loss, bro.
I don't want to do that moral victory crap.
Done that too many years.
A&M's on schedule to get a moral victory this Saturday against Clemson,
Yeah.
so we'll let them have the moral victory. If we win, I would just like to win outright. But if we lose, it really hurts our standing the rest of the season. But like Tom Herman said, it's not like Bob Bowlesby's going to hand out the Big 12 championship trophy after this game.
Right.
There's still a conference to win. We're still going to be
So a long
undefeated
season,
in this
man.
season.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of
Playoff picture wise, though, I'd say that it'd be an uphill battle if we lost.
it's always been 2020 is the year, but we'll see Saturday if we're playoff caliber. 'Cause if we beat LSU, it's pretty much undeniable at that point that we're in the mix.
Yeah.
And I was also looking at 2020. Just for a quick note. Next year when we play LSU in Baton Rouge, we're gonna have a pretty stacked team, and they're gonna lose a lot. So it could be one of those years where they get it down here and we win over there. It could be one of those situations. But 2020 is looking really good.
Yeah, seeing this squad mature like next year. I always thought 2020 was the year, but
We return a lot. Yeah.
but seeing all these guys as juniors and seniors is gonna be something so cool.
Right.
So cool.
Yeah. So Texas, LSU.
Bro, I can't see y'all sleeping on Texas anymore. We saw this in the Sugar Bowl. I need y'all to have some faith, bro.
Bro, I feel the
We
same.
can't be homers though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nah,
This
I don't
has
get home.
credibility.
I'm behind the camera, so I have no one's gonna hold me accountable for shit. So I got Texas 34-21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that's possible.
Everyone was
No.
with the Sugar
You
Bowl,
guys are
everyone
right,
was
dude.
shitting
This
on
is the
us.
same feeling
Everyone.
that I felt right before
Exact same.
Georgia, man. Like just
Yes.
like the physical. Oh my God, we're gonna rise up and like just had no idea what was gonna happen, and then that happened.
Yeah, that's what Tom Herman does. I mean, there is a way where we could win this game
Yes.
and like win it like boldly, but I think the safer pick is us just losing a nail biter. I think that's more likely by a hair.
Probably.
But yeah.
I still like
More
Texas.
victories.
I mean, the coin picked for me.
Like I'm not
So
cheering for
blame
us.
the coin.
Yeah. I'm not cheering for us to lose. Like obviously I'd want to
Honestly,
win.
I will not be happy. I will not be happy.
I'm just giving my honest
if we
assessment
win.
of like the research I've done, and it really is that Georgia Southern game how LSU looked. That's kind of what swayed me.
They just look cleaned up.
Yeah.
Just ready.
They look like the 2011 LSU.
Yeah.
They really
They
do.
look nice.
And our running back Jordan Whittington going down, and our corners looking a little bit green. That's kind of what by a hair. But then you could also have Tom Herman. So yeah, it really is just a coin flip. We keep on talking about the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We keep circling
Yeah.
back, but there's complete arguments on both sides for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Texas, LSU, Texas. It's gonna be a great game. I can't wait to go be there. We're gonna be posted up like 2 hours before the gates open. We do not want
Ready,
to
bro.
skip out. We do not want to be locked out of the game.
Oh,
That would be
yeah.
terrible.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I would be irate.
It's gonna be.
we're gonna go to game day. Comment some game day posters we should do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're taking inventory
We
on.
got that Bradshaw, little video from last week. So if y'all make a Bradshaw poster, add us.
I see that.
Tweet at us.
Yeah.
Maybe y'all retweet. Be on the show maybe. So,
It'll be fun to mingle with some LSU fans. Hopefully they all have accents like Ed Orgeron.
talk.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm sure
They're
they'll be
coming in
out. Yeah,
masses.
they'll be in full force.
I think I saw a stat that like for every LSU fan that's coming to Austin that's going to the game, another one is coming just to hang around the stadium.
Yeah, just to walk outside.
So it's going to be like just a madhouse.
I know it is. I think Cristal Conte. I think there's in the works. They're putting a big, like a at least
Yeah.
I don't know how big of a screen, but screens out there just to watch.
They should.
The get-in price right now, I think, is like $400. Like
Oh.
$430. This is the last I checked today.
Yeah.
Like $430, bro.
Yeah,
That's
man. Like,
Biggest
ridiculous.
ticket. Hottest ticket.
and I think we're expecting like 30,000 LSU fans to be here. Probably not that many in the stadium. I doubt they'll take over the stadium or anything, but they'll be out on the tailgating scene on Viva Boulevard like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be an electric atmosphere, and we're really excited.
Yeah.
I know LSU's excited. It's going to be just two heavyweights going at it. It feels like Texas and LSU should play every year. It's like the premier school in two border states.
Yeah, they're right next to
Like
each other, bro.
it feels like it's only like I think we played 10 times. We're 8-1 against LSU all time.
Good odds there.
It feels like we should be playing
Another
more
stat
often.
in our favor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
It wouldn't shock me though if we saw them again
What do you mean?
down the road in a bowl game.
in the Sugar Bowl, will they do that?
Maybe.
I've heard that too. I've never seen like two teams play twice in the same season though. Like out of conference than a bowl game.
I guess you're right.
I mean, it could line up that way.
I was thinking, but that was the playoff, so it doesn't
Like
count.
if Bama went to the playoff, I'd guess that LSU would be too, and I could see us
Yeah.
winning the Big 12, and then
Uh,
I don't know. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I mean
Is that allowed?
the way the Sugar Bowl is designed is the best team in the Big 12. If we don't have a team in the playoffs, the second best team,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like the second best team or the best team in the SEC. If they don't have a team in the playoff, which they will,
Right.
they might have two teams. It might be Georgia and Bama,
Exactly.
and that'll leave
So then it
LSU.
leaves
So yeah,
LSU, yeah.
It might happen, and then that'd be like a little 3-game series in
Wow.
2 years, which would be cool. But yeah, that's a good point.
Those games, though.
No.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, so let's look at the rest of week 1 real quick before we get off here. Let's do some quick picks because this video is running kind of long. We got Clemson versus A&M. That's the other big game of the weekend in Death Valley, South Carolina.
Is that the same time as us?
No,
or-
they got the
Earlier?
prelim. We're the
Oh,
prime time.
Nice.
Unsurprisingly, and
A&M's the lineman calling a guaranteed upset.
yeah, somewhat. Yeah, what
Funny.
are they doing?
Yeah.
No, it's not the way, bro. It's not the way. Nah, Clemson will take that game.
The problem with them, like, with this whole upset thing is that Clemson is very much aware that A&M's not a scrub team. So
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going to come
It's not-
prepared.
it's not like
and
they're
it's going to be a
overlooking these
beatdown
guys, yeah.
because it's not like they're playing like who do
Pitt.
they always struggle with? Syracuse.
Syracuse or Pitt?
Yeah,
NC
like,
State. Something.
it's a big time team.
Yeah.
They're going to come prepared
Yeah, this
for a
is-
big
It's the
time
number
game.
12 ranked team in the nation.
This is
Yeah.
clearly
Yeah.
the biggest game they have all season until the playoff.
Yeah.
And they almost lost last year.
Game. This is a must. Like, if they lose this
Yeah,
game, they may not make the playoff.
Yeah, seriously, because
So-
A&M probably end up 5th in the SEC or 6th.
Yeah.
It was
and
close last year,
they'll
too,
have
right?
a one-loss Georgia
It
right
was
there.
close
Yeah.
It was. So, like, yeah, they know these guys. No,
Yeah.
this is absolutely a
Yeah,
win.
they're definitely expecting a dogfight. They're going to be laser focused.
Yeah.
I think Clemson is clearly the better team.
Yeah.
There's too many weapons. ETN looked like a beast. Trevor Lawrence had a bad game,
Yeah.
but I expect him to bounce back.
Yeah.
A&M's O-line looks suspect against Texas State.
Yeah. That's one thing we didn't mention in
Yeah.
week 1. Yeah.
Kellen Mond looks good, though.
He looked good.
He was throwing
I'm
lasers,
sure- I'm sure
bro.
he'll
He was
have
throwing
a-
lasers,
I'm sure
bro.
he'll
I'm not
have a
gonna
good
lie.
game,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie. He was looking good out there.
He got a quarterback, eh? Congrats.
But yeah, so we're all picking Clemson.
Oh,
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, so we'll be able to watch some of that. It'll be fun to watch that game with LSU fans.
I
yeah.
know.
We both don't like A&M too
I know.
much, and we'll
It's
be
one
able
thing we'll
to
agree on out
we'll
there.
be able to cheer together at the
Yes.
beginning of the day.
Before we turn on each other.
Yeah. And then we got USC Stanford at Pac-12 after dark. I love it.
Pros up for JT Daniels, bro.
Uh-huh.
You didn't like
That
this.
sucks, man. Torn ACL.
Yeah.
He was so good. I was a believer in the JT Daniels hype train.
It's definitely gonna get better. KJ Costello, you heard too?
He's hurt too.
Oh my
So
god.
it's gonna be the battle of the backups. USC's backup didn't look too well. Didn't look too good against Fresno State. I think he's a true freshman, so you could tell It's gonna be kind of a sloppy offensive game, I would imagine.
On both sides, man.
Yeah.
So who y'all got? It's at USC.
I'm picking Stanford.
I know USC probably has the better athletes, but that backup quarterback is just not good, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even
that's
know.
That's
Yeah.
such a focal point of the offense.
Yeah.
Stanford. I'll take Stanford in this one.
They beat Northwestern pretty handedly.
Yeah.
So
I don't know when Costello went down, but that's still impressive that the backup was able to be there and then win that game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Stanford. All of us picking Stanford. All right, Cincinnati, Ohio State, little in-state rivalry.
Yeah.
Not really a rivalry, but in-state game.
Cincinnati looked good, but
Justin Fields look amazing, bro.
yeah.
I think they scored in less than like the first drive and like
They started hot. They did.
real fast, man. Yeah, I mean that's an easy Ohio State win for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it'll be interesting, but yeah, Ohio State by a few touchdowns at the end. Too much J.K. Dobbins, too much Justin Fields. All right, Washington, Cal. Last game we're gonna pick.
I feel like that's a
It's a sneaky game.
It's a sneaky
Yeah.
game. Hold on. I honestly don't even know that much about Cal, to be honest with you.
I don't.
They were pretty good last year with their first-year head coach.
I thought
Or
they
2 years ago. I
I
don't
thought they
know.
weren't that good this season.
Were they?
Maybe 2 years ago. They were like scrappy, but I just feel like it's a game
It's a
where
14-point dog right there.
yeah. So Washington should win, but
Yeah.
there's just not that many great games.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah. We're not in the thick of it yet. But yeah, Washington, Jacob Eason, Salvin, what was his name?
Ahmed,
Ahmed.
They look
Yeah,
good in week
yeah.
1. They killed Eastern Washington. So yeah, Washington. So we all have the same picks.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious picks. All right, let's end this off with any locks. Y'all got any locks for the weekend?
I have one, and I think I mention in the beginning, but BYU Tennessee by I think it was 3.5. Take BYU.
Interesting.
Yeah, they'll cover that.
So
Plus-
I have
plus 3
I have an interesting lock. So Alabama is nearly a 55-point favorite over New Mexico State. Granted, New Mexico State is not a good team. Alabama's a great team. But 55 points is a really big spread.
They might have to score
Like
0.
maybe like 40, like I could get behind that. Maybe even 45, but 55, I'm picking the under against Bama. So
Yeah.
there's that. And then I have one more, UCF FAU. They only have UCF winning by 7.5 points. I think UCF is still a pretty good team. FAU I don't feel all that great about, so I'm taking the over for UCF on that as well.
Nice. All right, and me, I got UCLA -7. Who are they playing? I forgot. I had it written down. Anyways, UCLA -7. I forget who they're playing. It doesn't matter.
I think it was a lesser team.
You taking
I
them?
did the math on it earlier. I didn't write it down for some reason.
You taking
UCLA -7
Okay.
in the cover, and also Wyoming -7. They play at Texas State, which is funny to me. And Texas State looked like garbage against A&M.
Wait, Wyoming's going to Texas State?
Yeah.
Wow.
Big opponent for the Texas State.
I know.
Welcome to town.
What a journey,
They're
too,
playing
bro.
San Diego State.
Oh yeah, UCLA
Oh,
against
okay.
San Diego State -7.
Yeah.
I'll take that, and Wyoming -7 against Texas State. So no big, not that many locks this week. Kind of staying away from a lot of games. But yeah, that's it. That's what we got in terms of locks for week 2.
I'm going to just go over week 1 locks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what, did we all get ours? I got 2.
You went 2-0. You got Utah right.
Utah
Nice.
and why am I forgetting?
Yeah.
I have no clue, but you guys know. I'm 2-0.
You made money off.
Or Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, Oregon State.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I
there
made
we go.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, they covered. And then I went 2-1. I got Michigan State right against Tulsa. Tulsa covered. I got Houston +23 right. Houston covered. And then I got LSU. I got the LSU game wrong. I took Georgia Southern +28, and LSU murdered them. So
Yeah.
I went 2-1, and
I'm probably about to go 0-1.
yeah, we don't really know right now.
What's the
I
score right
currently
now?
have them tied at 14. Notre Dame and Louisville
Damn.
about to enter the halftime.
And yeah, you had Notre Dame -18.5.
Not a good look for me on my
You start off as
first show to be so
0%.
confident and be like, yeah, over 18.
Yeah, put your money here.
But maybe don't bet on me.
Yeah.
To the maps.
Yeah, follow this guy. He's undefeated right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, so that's it. That's pretty much going to wrap up this week 2 LSU preview, Law Tech recap. It's going to be a fun weekend. We're really excited.
I know. Me too. Nervous. Get
Yeah.
ready.
So you'll hear from us after the game. We'll be tweeting live from Texas Platinum. Check that out. We'll give y'all some pictures of the tailgating scene, all that, if y'all want to see that. So should be a fun weekend.
Exciting time.
Texas might do some things to shock some people.
Maybe they won't.
Yeah. Maybe they
Poison's
will.
no, but who cares?
We'll see.
I like
Excited to see the corn dogs.
I like our chances. Yeah, corn dogs.
Maybe talk to a few corn dogs.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm down to talk some corn dogs too, man.
Corn dogs are good. We get them at the state fair, so.
Yeah. All right. Peace out, y'all.
See ya.
Yes.
Corn dog.
Longhorn Nation, we're back.